everyone, welcome back to my witch crafting series where I make different witchy crafts and show you how to make them. So today I'm going to be making one of these collar charms like this for your pet's collar, showing you how to make that. So I have a couple examples. This one has black obsidian and turquoise chips, gemstone chips, and it has a little heart charm. And then it's got a little split ring at the top, which I'll explain in a minute. And then this one is very similar, but it has black obsidian and tiger's eye, and they're 4mm round beads instead of chips. And then it also has the same heart charm. So I'm going to go over the supplies you'll need. Well, actually, first, what I do is I like to cleanse all my supplies first, and then I charge them on my altar. This is not my altar, but I have my working candle lit already, and in a moment when I start working, I'm going to light this black candle because I'm making my collar charms for protection for my cats, and you can make them for whatever reason, like protection, health, whatever intention you want, by using different gemstones and different things. Putting your intention into it differently. And so I like to put the different materials on my altar on a pentacle tile like this one. I have a larger one that I did use for this because it would hold all the materials on the little thing. But I'm going to set those there for now. And so I cleansed everything outside first because I don't like the smoke in my house. And then I charged everything with my intention, all the different supplies, and once I'm done and I make the charms like this, I charge them again as a whole piece. Okay, so I'm going to go over the materials you will need first before I start working on it. So the first thing you'll need to do is pick out some gemstone chip beads. Oh, sorry for the glare. I have these. Let me take the top off. This is a jar, like a plastic thing, and I mixed all mine together. And these are beads. They're not like those chips that come in the bottles that don't have holes. They're going to need holes for this. So this has all different kinds in here. And then I also bought some separately. Like this comes in a bag. This one is, let me see if I can open the bag. These are a little hard to open. And the string is like loose, so I have to be careful. But this is real turquoise. It's not dyed howlite. Which, if you're going to use turquoise, you just want to be aware that some of it out there that is sold as turquoise is actually dyed howlite, which I don't have any to show you, but it looks very similar to turquoise. And they sell it, with saying that it's turquoise, and you just need to be aware that it's actually howlite. So you'll want to know that, obviously, even though it's being sold as turquoise, it might be dyed to look like turquoise. It's not, and so howlite will have different properties than real turquoise would. Then I also have this small baggie that's got some obsidian chips and clear quartz, which these are the ones I'm going to use today. I just picked out the actual individual stones I want to use beforehand, because I want the ones I use to be like all the same size, whereas in this container you could see they're all different sizes in there. Next, you will need, when it comes to gemstones as well, you can, like I said, you can also use round ones like this. I wouldn't use anything bigger than a 4mm bead, just because when you stack them all together, you can put however many you want, but especially for like a cat, you don't want the charm to be like super long and big or heavy, right? So I wouldn't use really big beads, which is why I really like chip beads, and I also just like the look of them. So the next thing you'll need are either head pins or eye pins. I don't actually have an example of an eye pin to show you, but I will explain the difference. So these are head pins. They come in different colors, gold, silver, bronze, and it's basically a wire, and they come in different lengths. These are 2-inch ones, which I think is a good length for this project. And then on the end, they have a little head. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus. Sort of like a nail, but it's really, really little, as you can see. So this would be the head pin that has the little head on the end. But an eye pin would be something more like this, where instead of a head at the end, sorry, I'm losing my words, it has a loop like this, an eye. So either one will work, but if you have head pins, we're gonna have to cut the head off and turn it into an eye with jewelry pliers. Which, speaking of, you will need some type of jewelry pliers. I'm gonna share a link in some different links down below to the supplies I'm using here, and they won't all be the exact supplies, but it'll be the same type thing. Like, for example, these, because I make like, you know, more professional jewelry and stuff, these Tronex pliers are like, these two darker ones are going to be much more expensive than you probably want to buy if you're not making jewelry professionally and stuff. Next, you're going to need, let me dump them out of my container to show you. You're going to need jump rings. Now these come in different sizes. Let me put them on the tip of my finger so you can see. But, so this is the different stuff, but these are jump rings. They're little rings that you use on jewelry, and it's just, you can use them like a small one. I didn't have a small enough one. I didn't want to use these big ones here. Like this, or even this one. That one's really big. So you can buy them in multi-packs of different sizes and choose what size you want to use. So these are the split rings I have. As you can see, they're really tiny, just like the jump rings. I mean, look at them in my hand, right? So I'm going to try, oh, actually, hang on. Sorry, I just got an idea. Okay, I'm going to use these tweezers to hold them, so hopefully you can see. These are my jewelry tweezers. So if I put that one down, hopefully you can see how it's like split, right? And you would like, hang on, let me open it. It's like you would have on a keychain, but it's just really, really tiny. I can't show it very good, I'm sorry. The next thing you will need is, you don't need this part. If you don't want to do this part, you can skip it. But I have this pack of 100 heart charms. And so those, I have a few in a little container over here that I can grab out, show y'all. So I'm using hearts for like love, protection, you know. You could use a different shape. You want them to be really tiny like this, of course. You don't want like a huge normal sized charm. It would be huge on like a cat collar. I guess that might work on a dog if it's like a larger dog, but you know, whatever. That'll be attached to the end like this, as I showed you. And if you don't want to use this, you just want to leave it like this part here to attach to the collar, you can use the head pin as is. You wouldn't need to change this into a loop. So you can't really tell, but I put some protection oil on it, and I'm going to go ahead and light it. And I'm using a black candle. It's just a regular chime candle. And I'm using that because, to me, black is a very protective color. I think a lot of people see it that way. I like to light that to, you know, have my intention of protection be over everything I'm doing, as well as, you know, actually sitting there, sorry, I'm trying to put this up, and putting in my actual intention, like, with myself as I'm making it. Okay, so let me kind of get things set up, and I will actually show you how to make them now. So when you're picking out your gemstones, you want to concentrate on the correspondences for them to match with whatever health, protection, whatever your intention for the whole charm is. So for this one, for example, and on the other one, the black obsidian I used is for protection and attracting positive energy. This one, the turquoise, for kind of tranquility, protection, and like I said, it's real turquoise, not dyed howlite, which would have different meanings. This one is, again, the black obsidian. Sorry, I'm trying to get a hold of it. The black obsidian for protection. And then I use tiger's eye for protection and to keep my cat safe from any ill wishes. So in the one I'm making today, I am using, let me get it out the bag. I'm using black obsidian and clear quartz. Again, the black obsidian is for protection And I'm using the clear quartz for protection as well as to amplify the other crystals. And I have charged the quartz already with my intention of protection, because clear quartz you can charge with really any intention you want. So you can really use it for anything, which I think is awesome. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I do want to use this heart charm on the bottom of mine, is I'm going to take my head pin and some wire cutters, and I'm going to just literally just cut the very, very head right off. So I'm going to do that in my hand so it doesn't go flying. So there you can see now this is just a wire, and the little bitty head is right there, which I will discard. Set it on the table for now. These are what's called needle nose pliers. Or, sorry, these are round nose pliers. I'm sitting there looking at the ones on the table while I'm holding these. So these round nose pliers are called that because the two pliers parts are essentially cones. And the other pliers I'm using are needle nose. And these are just, they're kind of like regular pliers you'd have, but the reason you don't want to use regular pliers like you'd use for outside maintenance or whatever on jewelry is because these type of pliers, all jewelry pliers, the inside part is totally smooth. There's not all these ridges here like to help grip stuff like there is in outdoorsy style pliers. So, because the first step, if you're using a charm, is, I'm really trying to show this as best I can. I'm so sorry guys, it's really pretty difficult. Okay, so you want to take your round nose pliers, put the wire between the end so that it's not really sticking out, or maybe just a tiny bit. And then depending on how big you want the loop is how far down in the pliers you will put this. So I want my loop to be pretty dang small. So you just grab the end, like so. You can see the end right there, can't you? And then you literally just twist it. Just keep twisting, twisting, twisting till it meets back around like that, and you have a loop. Then, because you don't want the loop, you don't want it to look like a B, where the loop's like over on the side of the wire, right? See how it looks like a B or a D, depending on which direction you face it. But so then you put the pliers back in the loop, and then it's a little bit hard to describe, but what I do is I put them so that I'm using the tip of the plier, and I put them like kind of where the B meets the loop. And then I just kind of will bend the wire back until the loop is kind of, it's still a bit wonky right now, but till the loop is more centered on the bottom of the wire, like that. So then you can take your, like, as you can see, mine is a little bit, let me get it, is a little bit kind of curving upward. Like the wire goes straight and then the thing kind of curves upward at the end. So I'm going to take my other pliers and kind of flatten it out in there. And you don't need you don't need to make the loop like, you don't need to make the loop closed right now. If it's got a little bit of an opening between where the loop ends and the wire, that's okay for now. Also, if you get the eyes, the ones with an eye pins instead of head pins, they will come looking like this. So you don't have to mess with making the loop yourself. Which you don't, again, if you don't want a charm hanging on the bottom of the stone charm part, like the metal heart charm I'm using, skip all this and just use the head pin as is. And when you put the beads on, they'll just stop right there at the bottom. So either way, take your little wire, let's see if I can get these in frame right there. Okay. So choose which crystals you want to use. So I will be using black obsidian on the bottom. So then you just, put them on there. So there we go. There's the first one. Then I'm going to use a clear quartz. Let's see. I like to go, because of course the stones are natural, they're not all perfect. I like to go from biggest at the bottom to smallest on the top. So I'll take my biggest black obsidian, then my biggest clear quartz, and you can choose to work with any number of stones you want. For example, on this one, the turquoise and obsidian one, I did 5 in total. Obsidian, turquoise, obsidian, turquoise, obsidian. And I'm going to do the same on this one, so I have a total of 5. But if you wanted, you could do 3 of each. You don't even have to alternate them. I'm sorry, the phone's going off in the other room. You don't even have to alternate. You could do all obsidian, all quartz, or whatever. You could do the whole thing, all one. You could do 5 different stones. You can do any combination you want. So then another clear quartz. So next I will go with this one. And I hope y'all can see okay. I know it's difficult. And then one more obsidian, which I think I will go with this one if I can get it to work. Actually, see, it takes some fiddling sometimes. You have to decide which bead you want in which spot. You know, I'm kind of particular about that. You might just slap them on there and be good. So then let's go. Okay. Let's put them on like that. And now there's the base part of the charm. Obsidian, quartz, obsidian, quartz, obsidian. So now we need to take the wire and make another loop at the top, just like this one. So right now, as you can see, hold it by the bottom loop, there's too much wire at the top to make such a tiny loop. So what you need to do is cut some of it off, and this part is hard to tell you exactly how to do that because, I mean, obviously you just cut it off, but to know how much to cut, how much you'll need to leave in order to make a loop can be a little difficult if you don't have any practice, you know. So I'm going to cut off about like that. And I'll try to show you how much I left. But again, I don't have an exact measurement for that. So that's about how much I left. And I always err on the side of caution. I'd rather leave too much and have to make a loop, realize there's too much space between the loop and the beads, cut more off, and remake the loop than not leave enough, try to make a loop, not have enough wire to make the loop, have to start all over, right? Makes sense to me. So again, taking the end of the wire there, moving it down a little so that the loop's not teeny tiny, and then I'm literally just rotating my pliers until it's made a loop. And then again, that loop's going to kind of be off on the side of the main wire. So again, I'm going to take these, just kind of twist it back a little bit so that it's more flat. I'm so sorry I can't show you that better, and I'm sorry the lighting in here isn't great. I've got the window open over there, I've got a small ring light, I've got the ceiling light on, but the lighting just isn't great. It's a bleak day outside, and the lighting in this room isn't great anyway, but it's the only room I can work in right now. So anyway, next I'm going to go and put the charm on the bottom. So there's 2 ways to do this. You can either take a jump ring, which let me grab one. You can take a jump ring. Let me move these out of the way since I don't need them right now. And with a jump ring, you would grab one side with your pliers like this, right? And grab the other side with your other pliers. It's a little hard to do it with round nose like this, but then you literally just twist like that so that it's open like this. Get my tweezers to hold it, show y'all better. Okay, this one's only open a teeny tiny bit, but it's open. Gosh, I'm so sorry I can't show y'all very good. So then you would take that, slide your charm on, right? Then just slide that onto the loop you made at the end, the loop. So you've got your charm on there, right? Then slide this on here, and then just use your pliers and close the loop back up. However, I'm not going to do that because as you can see, if you have it like this, hang on, it's going to be hanging, the heart will be hanging quite a bit low, kind of low from the bead part, which I'm not a big fan of that look because my jump ring's a little bit bigger than I would want if I was going to use a jump ring there. So what I'm going to do is skip the jump ring and just carefully and only a little bit open this bottom loop I made back up a little bit. So I'm just, again, I'm not taking the loop and opening it like this because where this bottom part is will get weak and the loop will end up breaking in half. You always want to like twist it like this so that it's like, I'm so sorry I can't show y'all better again. But you might be able to look up jewelry making videos and find like how to use a jump ring, and it could show you closer up, someone who has a better camera. So I'm, again, I think that's the wrong side. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was trying to open it from the wrong side. So I'm just going to twist it slightly. Trying to show you, twist it slightly so it's open. Then I'm going to take my heart charm. Let me grab it. Hang on. They're so small, it's a little bit hard to work with. Get these beads up out the way. Put the heart charm on there if I can. Oh, if I can. I'm sorry. Looking. Yeah, okay. The little loop needs to be open a bit more. So let's do that. Then again, I'm going to put the heart charm on there. Sorry, I got to do it up by my face over here. Okay. So then the heart charm is hanging, but the loop at the bottom isn't closed, so the heart charm would just fall off. And then the beads probably too. So again, I'm going to take these, twist that loop. Don't let the beads fall down there. Twist, hang on, let me hold this part like this to hold it steady. And yeah, that's not going to work either. It's hard to do this on camera, guys. So I'm going to have to twist the loop over here where I can see it, but y'all can't. Sorry about that again. Okay, so now the loop is kind of closed, but then I'm going to take it and kind of pinch it closed like this direction. So the loop is like this. It's got a tiny gap, so I'm going to like pinch it closed like that just a little bit. So this is our charm. It's basically finished. Now there's a couple things you can do from here. You can either put a split ring on the top or a jump ring and just attach it to your collar. See that ring at the top that the tweezers are actually holding? That's my split ring. It's teeny tiny, like 6 millimeters across. So you probably want at least 8 millimeters across for a split ring, really, because this one's going to be really, it's just so small, it's hard to work with, everything. But it's what I've got, and I don't want to use one of those huge, like, half-inch ones that you usually see on the, what do you call those, keychains, because that's too big. And the cat collar will have one of those on it that my tiny one will attach to. So instead of trying to, like, go through the split ring and spiral this onto it, because that's difficult with it being so small, I'm just going to take this top loop I made previously, and open it up a little bit, just like I did the bottom one. Okay, I opened it up a little bit. It's like it's a little hard to tell again. It's twisted open, if you can see that. There, you can see that it's twisted open. So then I'm just going to take this split loop and feed it onto there. Just like I did with the charm at the bottom, except that the loop is not open enough. So now I'm literally just putting the split ring on there. And again, it's probably best to use a bigger split ring, but I'm using what I have. So the split ring's on there, but the loop is still totally, that little loop I made is still totally open. I'm trying. The beads are getting in the way. Okay, well, you're just going to have to trust me on that one. So I'm going to close that again. Close it like that. Kind of tighten it closed like so. Now my charm is essentially complete. There it is. What it looks like finished. If you can see the heart charm. I'm holding onto the split ring. It's got everything there. So then I can, what I do is I hold it in my hands like that, and I'll put my hand over it, and I can't do it while I'm talking as easily, so I'll do it off camera, but I'll hold it there like that and push my energy into it and enchant it for protection. Then I'll put it on my pentacle that I'll put back on my altar, and I'll set it there, let it charge for protection with my black candle going, and you can see them sitting there, all 3 of them that I've made so far. Okay, so this is my mom's cat's collar. Cat's name is Cassie. Is it? Oh, it looks like it's showing up backwards. I hope it's not. But her name's Cassie, and it's not backwards on there. I do have a paper taped to the back, so y'all, if it flips over in filming, y'all can't see my address, or my phone number, I mean. This right here, this ring, this is what that little bitty split ring looks like. It's just, this one's, you know, much bigger. So, for Cassie's, I made one of these for my cat Jade, and then I made this one for Cassie cat, for my mom's cat. So, what I'm going to do is just, it's real simple. You just open this, right? Open the little split ring. And I'm going to put my split ring on. Let me make sure it's falling. Yeah, okay. I'm going to make sure that the charm is going to be behind the her name collar, like on the correct side of the tag. It's a little hard to do this, but so I just stick my nail in there, and that opens it, because these aren't super hard to open. And then you just slip, I mean, I'm sure y'all know how to work these, but you just slip your charm on there like that, and then you just keep twisting it, you know, until it's on there all the way. And there we go. So as you can see, it falls on the back side of her collar charm where the phone number is, and then when she's wearing it, it'll be like this. So it's kind of hidden behind her name. So that'll be Cassie's. I'm putting hers on there already because this one was pre-made. I didn't just make it today, so it's pre-made, this charm, so that I can already go ahead and put it on there. It's not just pre-made. What I mean is I already charged it and put all the intention into it and all that kind of stuff that I haven't done yet with this crystal one I just made on camera, or the turquoise one that I made this morning earlier. Okay, so I do have a couple things I want to say. You want to make sure that you don't use too big of beads or too heavy of beads, too big of a charm, anything, because you don't want this thing overall to be too heavy, especially for like an animal like a cat or a smaller dog. Also, if you have a kitten, I would not put this on a kitten's collar. What I do with collars is I'll put just the collar, no tag, on the kitten while they're inside. I mean, I don't let my cats outside, but, you know, while they're really, really young, so that they get used to just wearing the collar. Then I'll add their tag. After they're used to the collar, then I'll add their tag. And then once they're a little bit older, they're not super old, but like 6 months or something, and they're used, or, I mean, if you have a kitten in the first place, but whatever. However old they are, it doesn't really matter. It's more that they're used to wearing a collar, then they get used to the collar with the tag. And then you can get them used to the collar, the tag, and the charm. Because when they walk now, it's going to make noise like that. It makes more noise when that paper's not there, when they bang together like this. Well, I can't do it because it's backwards, but it does make some jingly noises when they walk. Also, I would not put a charm like this on a puppy's collar, just because, I'm not a super dog person, but, you know, my parents had dogs growing up, and so when puppies, they're more chewy, you know, than like a cat, and they're more prone to swallow something if it were to somehow get off the collar. Cassie is, I don't know, she's over a year, she's over a year old now, about a year exactly, pretty much, and so she's well used to her collar and tag, so now she can have the collar, tag, and charm. And then my cat Jade, I will put one on her. And she's hiding right now, so I can't get at her to get her collar off to put it on. But I need to charge these two on my altar first anyway. I hope you liked the video on how to make these enchanted collar charms. If you'd like, when adding your intention, you can write some type of words to say, turn it into a bit more of a spell when you're enchanting them, as opposed to just adding your energy. Mine were made for protection, but you can use whatever stones you would like to make yours for whatever you would like to make them for. I will have links down in the description to the different supplies I've used, such as some of the crystals, the charms, the pliers, stuff like that. And they will be Amazon affiliate links. So if you do use them, I will get a very small percentage, but it will not change the price for you, for anything you pay. So it would really help me out if you do use those links. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I would love it if you would leave a like and a comment down below, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Happy crafting!